Hey guys, today I'd like to show you how I am removing the old gel polish. First option is to take off starting from the center of your nail plate using the middle part of the bead, and then after you get through the color to the base, slowly go closer to the nail ball sides and using the thin edge of this bead just keep taking it off without touching the skin. You can also help yourself by pushing the skin folds on the side not to scratch the skin instead of the gel polish. And also when you take it off, make sure you don't scratch the natural nail. You have to feel when the nail starts and where you are done with the gel polish. On the second nail you will see the other way of taking off the gel polish. As you can see, I already started from the lower edge of the nail by pressing a little bit harder, and this way I am taking off the major volume of the gel polish and slowly going onto the upper edge instead, and it helps me to take off the gel evenly without having to rotate the nail back and forth trying to get into the sinuses. And also you'll see at the end how thin it comes and how well this way helps me to take off the gel polish. Also, please remember, if while taking off the polish you see some liftings in the middle or at the free edge, don't forget to take them off as well. The easiest way to do so is to do the backwards movement just like this. It kinda works same way but just smoother without really ripping off the layers of the gel. The main rule during any removal is to know and to understand the pressure you work with. While you're working on such a high speed with such a sharp tools, you have to understand what you're doing, how you're doing, which way you work, how is your tool, and how thick is the gel layer. Because if you're not gonna apply a right pressure on your hand, you might be able to cut your client yourself, ruin client's nails, or get even into more troubles. So please, before you start removing using the drilling machine and such carbide beads, please make sure you verify the bead is sharp enough, the machine works properly, the speed was picked up right, and always double check with the client if it starts burning, because it tends to warm up during such a high speed. And as you can mention, I always go through with my finger, not only to clean the dust but to feel the surface temperature, and sometimes such a movement just helps to take off the heat in case if it starts heating or even burning. So do not hesitate to keep asking your client if it burns or if they start feeling any sensitivity, because if they will be too shy, you have a choice or you have a possibility to ruin the nail bed by burning it.
Fight the fear when I feel like dying. I'm trying to fly high, but I'm not a pilot, can't deny it. There's some days I feel idiotic.
The thin edge of the bead and control movements always help me to clean the sinuses in case if I cannot reach with the whole bead in there. And as you can see, it works perfectly because this bead is perfectly sharpened. Also, I found a couple of liftings on top of the nail which I'm taking off as well. In case if you cannot do it, you can always help yourself using the buff or the nail file or the grit something above 180 grit. And again, on the last finger I am using the middle way of removing the gel. As you can see, again, I'm going all the way through the gel until the base, moving slowly onto the sides, taking them off as well. And at the very end, don't forget to check with your finger, with the thumb finger on the other hand, to check the surface. If you feel that there are still bumps, go and even it out by taking off a little bit more of the gel. Do not leave bumps, do not leave liftings, and try to make the surface more or less even. You will help yourself later on to even it even more using the buff.
Ignores me, but I keep on going, 'cause I know you got my back. I got you too. No matter what the situation, we gon' make it.